What's going on, guys? It's Matt from the Hair Transplant channel, and somebody of you just asked me a question. Matt, aren't you afraid that you will start losing your hair, your native hair, after your hair transplant? Which means that you will have a stripe of dense transplanted hairs, and behind that stripe the new hair will, the native hair will start receding, and the bald spot will start creating itself between the transplanted line. I'm not really afraid, like, will I start getting bald again in like 1, 2, 3 years, 4 years, or will it be next month? Like, I'll just drive myself crazy, and that's something that I don't want. I'm the guy who likes to live peacefully and with as low stress levels as possible, right? If something has to happen, it will happen. If the Mother Nature will say, Matt, you will start losing hairs here and until your crown area, it will happen. Maybe it's gonna happen in 5, 10, 15 years, I don't care. But when it's gonna start happening, when it's gonna be too obvious, I'm gonna get another hair transplant. Big deal. I mean, I'm so happy about this hair transplant, about the way how the hair grew, and about the way how what a nice structure these hairs have, and I will just happily get another hair transplant. It's not a big deal. Now when I know what to expect and how the hair will grow in, I'm not afraid to do it, to undergo another procedure, right? Genetically, for me, I will never get bald here on the crown from my mother's as well as from my father's side. There are no men who have like baldness on their crowns. This is good news. This means that I can only get bald like until like here, and then I will get another hair transplant. But first, I'm gonna let my hair grow in length, so I can use a nice strategic haircut to camouflage it. Because imagine if you have like an area here or here which is like 1 square centimeter big, with a fewer hair density, you can just camouflage it. You can just camouflage it with a nice longer haircut and nobody will notice. There are so many celebrities who had hair transplant and then they keep getting bald and they're just camouflage it. You wouldn't even say that they had hair transplant. I bet that George Clooney, after his hair transplant, he still is getting bald, and he still keeps camouflaging his hair, because what he did, he got a similar hair transplant to mine, just covered up his receding hairlines here with a hair transplant. But I believe this guy had his hair transplant like 10-15 years ago, so there is it's very probable that he kept getting bolder after that, and he just keeps camouflaging it and nobody notices it, because the frontal hairline is very thick. Unless you are not gonna get bald, like unless this whole area is not gonna disappear all, it's not gonna be a big deal. I mean, if there is gonna be some small spots, it's okay. And even from my father, I mean, my father got a similar hair loss in my age, when he was like 25, and now he's like 52, and that level of hair loss where he was like with 25, it didn't get so much worse in after those another 25 years. So there is another positive thing that I'm looking for. It's I think, like, Matt, I'm always saying to myself, Matt, it's not gonna be that bad. But if I will have no hairs, literally no hairs here, I will probably shave it off, or I will get another hair transplant. So the point of this hair transplant was to lower my forehead, to make my face optically proportionate, so it looks good on photos and stuff, because I'm doing fitness and I like to look great on photos and stuff like that. And I think it's important when people meet you, they subconsciously are assigning more value to people with proportionate faces. Those depends on what you want to do in life, and especially when you're 25, this is very important to look good, to look the best, I would say. When should I decide to look my best if not in my 20s, when I'm the youngest? I mean, it would be stupid not to do it, not to use that possibility of hair transplant if you can do it. I mean, I have still another 3,500 grafts which can be transplanted and put on some places here when there is gonna be later hair loss in the future. So there is literally no worries here. I can camouflage it for a couple of years when it's gonna be not so bad, and when it starts getting really bad, I'm gonna get another hair transplant. It's not a big deal again, guys. It's really not a big deal. There are always things like shampoos, DHT blockers, DHT blocking shampoos, DHT blocking foods, things that you can do in your diet which will slow down the process of losing hair. Many guys are telling me, man, why aren't you using minoxidil or finasteride to protect your native hair from falling again, so you won't need another hair transplant? But I'm telling you something, if the nature decides to do something, it's gonna happen no matter if you're using some minoxidil or finasteride. It's just gonna fall off with the time, and you will say like, screw that, not anymore, let it fall, I don't care, I'm not gonna use any finasteride or minoxidil and put it in my head every day. It's annoying and it messes up my hormonal balance. It's gonna, like, finasteride is literally gonna mess up your androgenic hormonal balance. Now I'm 25, my testosterone is great, my testosterone levels are amazing right now, healthy nutrition, training 5 times a week, almost every week. And now I'm gonna put this finasteride into my body? No way. I mean, like, the side effects from it and the negative impacts on my body from it are going to far outpace the positives of it. So I'm not getting into it, guys. So this is another thing. I wanna enjoy my body, the strength that I have, the testosterone, the health. I'm gonna enjoy it together with a great hairline. I'm not gonna put some minoxidil on it. If it's going to fall in a couple of years, it's gonna fall, and I'm gonna do another hair transplant. This is just gonna be another, like, one day in Istanbul and then 1-2 weeks to paying attention that nothing's gonna happen to the new grafts, and then maybe another 2-3 months which are gonna be shedding phase and annoying, but after that it's gonna be good again. And the second hair transplant is not gonna be as bad, because I'm gonna have the front, which means, imagine that I will get a hair transplant, I will shave my head off, I will get this area transplanted here, and imagine it, just imagine, the hair is gonna grow, then the shedding phase is gonna come, but it's not gonna be by far as bad, because the front is gonna be thick and nice, and nobody will even notice this area in the middle where the hair transplant has been done. So even if this area will shed, I will just immediately shave my head around, or I will immediately shave all my hairs around that space, so nobody will really notice. I mean, this is it. It's not a big deal. The second hair transplant here, if it's gonna be done, it's gonna be done. I don't really care. So guys, that was my kind of outlook on that problematic with losing hair after your hair transplant, and what I would do with it, how I would approach it, and why I wouldn't do particular things that you might want to do in my case. But everybody's different, guys. Everybody has different preferences. Be aware of that, and everybody has individual experiences, and based on those experiences, everybody is assessing different situations differently, and that's why we have different attitudes to everything. So again, Matt Dominance from the Hair Transplant channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. This one, it was another video after so many daily updates. So subscribe if you liked it, and stay tuned for more videos, as I plan to have more content for you guys. So see you.